everybody. Proverbs Daily with Jeremy, your source of daily proverbs and practical applications living as a Christian in a post-resurrection world. Today we're on Proverbs chapter 31. You can grab your Bibles, follow along. Either way, I've got something in store for you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it encourages you. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Here we go. The words of King Lemuel's mother. The words of King Lemuel, the utterance which his mother taught him. What, my son? And what, son of my womb? And what, son of my vows? Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroys kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes intoxicating drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the justice of all the afflicted. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those who are bitter of heart. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for the speechless, and the cause of all who are appointed to die. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. The virtuous wife. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her. He will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax, and willingly works with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She also rises while it is yet night, and provides food for her household, and a portion for her maidservants. She considers a field and buys it. From her profits she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good, and her lamp does not go out by night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She extends her hands to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household is clothed with scarlet. She makes tapestry for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies sashes for the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is a law of kindness. She watches over the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. All right, that's Proverbs chapter 31. With that being said, I've got a very special guest, and I hope you enjoy.
Good morning. I'm Ashley, Jeremy's wife, and he asked me to record Proverbs 31 today, known as the virtuous wife or the Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible. So, a few things that stood out to me. To me, it's pretty much two things that a mom is telling her son. The first, I believe, is kind of like a Proverbs 31 man. So she's basically telling her son all the things that he should do. Um, do not be a womanizer, do not get drunk, be a man of justice, of honor. Use your power and authority to speak for those who can't speak for themselves, but do it in a just and righteous way. And then she goes on to tell her son about the woman that she's prayed for and wishes that her son would find. This woman it describes her in verse 10 as virtuous, and it says she's worthy. She's very strong and wise and helpful. She's a hard worker. She has empathy and compassion. She's all these things that every woman strives for, probably. But in the other sense, I think she has all of these great qualities that every woman carries in herself. Um, but I think the verse that stands out, obviously, to me the most is in 30. It says, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised." I believe like every woman should have that fear of God in them. Um, that's probably the number one quality that this woman holds. To me, it kind of reminded me of the story of Mary and Martha. This woman has hands like Martha, but she also has a heart like Mary. Like Martha wanted to do all of these things. You know, she was preparing so well for God to come over, cooking a meal and having the house nice and tidy. But at the same time, Mary wanted to seek God. Like she wanted to hear from God and what God had to say. And this Proverbs 31 woman holds both those characters. She has, both of those things that bring her together. One other verse that stood out to me was verse 25, where it says, "She's strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the time to come." To me, that verse meant that she has the armor of God on. Like, her clothing is strength and honor. She has the honor or the armor of God to fight for her and her home. And it's just like a godly example to me of how this woman allows God to fight her battles, not only within her, but within her family. So, those are a few things that stood out to me today. Hope you enjoyed this reading.